Good afternoon. I'm Daryl Wilkes, and this is my dissection of the sheep brain. So this is my workstation here. So this is my cell phone, which is not working, so I'm using my wife's cell phone to record this. But this is my workstation. I have my dissection tools, the sheep brain. I have a box here that I'm going to use to mount the cell phone on top so I can get an angle when I'm doing my dissection. For my materials, I've been having an issue with my printer, so I just took that same information that was on the printout and just hand wrote it onto here. So that's what I'll be using. So I've actually gone through the dissection once already to realize that my phone was not working and not recording. So I'm going to go through it again. But that's why the brain has already been dissected. So let me set this up. Okay. So on the exterior of the brain, this part here is the cerebrum. So these two hemispheres are the cerebrum. For the sulcus and the gyrus, let me grab my phone. So here's an example. A sulcus and a gyrus, in a sense, are the valleys and the hills of the brain. So like this here, for example, is a hill. So this would be a gyrus, and these hills sink into the valleys here, which are the sulcus. The longitudinal cerebral fissure, which is now dissected, is this. Let's see. Here we go. The longitudinal cerebral fissure is the fissure that divides the cerebrum into the two lateral halves. All right, so the brainstem. So this is going to be the brainstem from this angle. I'm back here. This is the brainstem again. We have the cerebral peduncles, which are going to be on either side here. We have the pons. The pons is going to be right here. And we have the medulla oblongata, which dissected again, but it's going to be right here. Medulla oblongata. And the cerebellum, similar to the cerebrum, the cerebellum is going to be back here. This is the cerebellum, and it also has the two lateral hemispheres. So these are the two different lateral hemispheres of the cerebellum. The meninges, you can kind of see have been pulled back here. So the meninges are three different layers. The outermost layer is going to be the dura mater. So this is the dura mater here. Directly underneath that, you have a web of the different arachnoid meninges. So they branch off, and then beneath the arachnoid meninges, you have the pia mater. The pituitary glands. Pituitary gland is going to be right here. This is the pituitary gland. Cranial nerves. So let me grab the phone again. All right, so for cranial nerves, so CN1, the olfactory, these are the olfactory bulbs right here, the olfactory nerves. Optic nerve, you have one optic nerve right here. You have another optic nerve right here, CN2. For CN3, the oculomotor. Oculomotor here, and the ocular motor underneath right there. CN4, the trochlear. This will be the trochlear, and I've dug through here quite a bit, and I have not been able to find CN5 or CN6. And I know they're here. I just haven't been able to locate them on this sample. Okie dokie. All right, so the mid-sagittal section, which I already have dissected. So this is the mid-sagittal section. All right, so the corpus callosum is right here. So this is the corpus callosum along here. You have the thalamus thalamus right here, and then the hypothalamus right here. The lateral ventricle is this right here. Underneath the corpus callosum is the lateral ventricle. Your third ventricle is this space right here. Third ventricle. And then underneath that, right here, you have your fourth ventricle. And then as far as the spinal cord in the mid-sagittal section, this here is the spinal cord from this angle. And this is the cerebellum, and this is the cerebrum right here. So that is my dissection of the sheep brain.